A police officer pulled a man over for speeding and started questioning him. Officer: Sir, may I see your driver's license? Driver: Sorry, I don't have one. It got suspended after my fifth, incident. Officer: Whose car is this? Driver: Not mine, I stole it. Officer: You stole this car? Driver: Yep. Oh, and while we're at it, you should probably know there's a gun in the glove box. Officer: A gun? Driver: Yeah, and I think the owner's ID might be in there too. I saw it when after I put her body in the trunk. Officer: A body? In the trunk? The officer panicked and called for backup. Within minutes, the car was surrounded and the police captain arrived. Captain: Sir, may I see your license? Driver: Of course, here you go. It was valid. Captain: And this car? Driver: Mine. Here's the registration. Captain: Open the glove box. I've been told there's a gun inside. Driver: Sure. It's empty. Captain: Would you mind opening the trunk? Driver: Not at all. No body inside. The captain frowned. I don't get it. My officer said you had no license, stole the car, had a gun in the glove box, and a body in the trunk. The driver smirked and said, Yeah, and I'll bet he also told you I was speeding too. A couple made a deal that whoever died first would come back and inform the other if there was sex after death. After a long life together, the husband was the first to die, and true to his words, he made the first contact. Husband: Darling, darling. Wife: Is that you, baby? Husband: Yes, I've come back like we agreed. Wife: That's wonderful. What is it like in the afterlife? Is there love? Husband: Well, as soon as I get up in the morning, I have love with a woman. After love and breakfast, it's off to the golf course. Thereafter, I bathe in the warm sun and have love a couple more times with 2 different women. Then I have lunch. You'd be proud. Lots of greens. After lunch, it's back to the ground again. Then it's more love with different women until late at night. I catch some much-needed sleep, and then the next day it starts all over again. Wife: Is that how you imagined heaven? Husband: Heaven? I reincarnated as a goat somewhere in India. After his exam, the doctor said to the elderly man, Doctor, you're in good health. Any medical concerns? Old man: Well, yes. After I have love, I usually feel cold and chilly, but after the second time, I'm hot and sweaty. The doctor then examined the man's elderly wife and said, Doctor, you seem perfectly healthy. Any concerns? Wife: No, none at all. Doctor: Your husband says he feels cold and chilly after love the first time, but hot and sweaty after the second. Any idea why? Wife: Oh, that crazy old fart. That's because the first time is in January and the second time is in August. A boy goes shopping with his mother and waits outside the ladies' dressing room. Bored, he starts sliding his hand up a mannequin's skirt. Get your hand out of there, his mother shouts. Don't you know women have teeth down there? The boy yanks his hand back, terrified. And for the next 10 years, he believes it. At 18, he gets a girlfriend. One night, while her parents are out, she invites him over. After an hour of kissing and groping, she says, You know, you could go a little further. What do you mean? He asks. Why don't you put your hand down there? She says, pointing at her crotch. Hell no, he blurts out. You got teeth down there. Don't be ridiculous, she laughs. There's no teeth down there. Yes, there are, my mom told me. Here, See for yourself, she says, pulling down her pants. He takes a good long look and finally says, "Well, with the condition of those gums, I'm not surprised." A woman boards a flight to Detroit and sits in economy. Once the seatbelt sign goes off, she spots an empty seat in first class and slides right in like she owns the place. The flight attendant approaches. "Ma'am, your ticket is for economy." She smiles and says, "I'm staying right here." The co-pilot comes over. "Sorry, you have to return to your seat." She shrugs. "Nope. Even the captain tries. No luck." Finally, another passenger says, "Let me try. I'm married. I speak fluent stubborn." He walks over, whispers something in her ear, and she instantly jumps up and walks back to economy. Everyone stares in shock. "What did you say to her?" the attendant asks. The man grins. "I just told her first class isn't going to Detroit." Ooh. An atheist was hiking through the woods, marveling at nature. "What majestic trees! What powerful rivers! What beautiful animals!" he said. Suddenly, he heard a rustling in the bushes, and out charged a massive 7-foot grizzly. The man ran for his life, but the bear was gaining fast. Just as he tripped and fell, he looked up to see the bear raising a giant paw. In a panic, he shouted, "Oh my God!" Everything froze. Time stopped. The forest went silent. A bright light appeared, and a voice said, "You've denied me your whole life, taught others I don't exist, and now you call on me?" The man paused and replied, "It would be wrong to suddenly become a believer, but could you make the bear a Christian?" "Very well," said the voice. The light disappeared. The forest returned to normal. Then, the bear lowered his paw, bowed his head, and said, "Lord, thank you for this meal I'm about to receive. Amen." Calling in sick is always awkward. Even when it's legit, you feel like your boss assumes you're faking it. So when I had a very real injury recently, I still told a half-truth. Head injury, staying home. Hope to be in tomorrow. Simple, clean, no details, because the actual story, well, let's just say it didn't feel HR safe. See, a week earlier, my wife decided we had to adopt a kitten. Cute, tiny, playful, no problem, at first. But one morning, I was in the shower when she yelled from the kitchen, "Honey, the garbage disposal is dead again. Can you reset it?" I yelled back, "You know where the button is." "I know, but I'm scared. What if it turns on and pulls me in?" "Really?" A garbage disposal vacuuming her in like a black hole? But fine. I got out, dripping wet, naked, grumpy. I marched to the kitchen, muttering, and crouched under the sink to press the button, hoping my dramatic nudity would make a statement. That's when disaster struck. Turns out the kitten had wandered in, and as I crouched there, fully exposed, she spotted, well, let's call them dangling targets. With the speed of a jungle predator and the curiosity of a toddler, she pounced. Needle claws, sensitive flesh, pain. Instinct took over. I shot up straight like a rocket, unfortunately into the hard underside of the sink. Blackout. When I came to, I was on the kitchen floor, naked, dazed, and surrounded by paramedics trying not to laugh out loud. My wife, of course, had filled them in completely. Days later, when I finally returned to work, everyone wanted to know how I hit my head. I just shook my head and said, "Don't ask, it still hurts." One colleague smirked and said, "Cat got your tongue?" "No, Karen. The cat got something else entirely." Alice was supposed to bake a cake for the church ladies' bake sale, but she completely forgot until the very last minute. Panicking, she whipped up an angel food cake, but when she pulled it from the oven, the center had completely collapsed. "No time to bake another," she muttered. Desperate, she searched the house for something to fix the sagging middle, and then, brilliant idea or not, she grabbed a roll of toilet paper from the bathroom, plunked it in the center, and slathered on icing until it looked perfectly presentable. Crisis averted. Off to church it went. Just to be safe, Alice gave her daughter money and strict instructions. Be the first in line. Buy that cake. Bring it home. No questions. Well, the daughter arrived a little late. The cake was already sold. Alice was mortified. The next day, she went to a friend's house for a bridge game. Afterward, they were served lunch and, of course, dessert. To Alice's horror, there it was, her cake. She nearly jumped up to explain, but before she could say a word, someone at the table gasped, "Wow, what a gorgeous cake!" Alice froze, and then the hostess smiled proudly and said, "Thank you. I baked it myself."